Okay, this is regular startup here, or I actually did a restart. I'll pull back a little bit so you can see. I didn't turn it off and back on, so I'm not sure which screen is going to come up first, but it's a restart, so it should go back to that first screen where you gotta put in your password. So let's see if that's what we get. There, I got rid of that background. Okay. I've been playing around with this little attached, the mouse that's on the computer itself instead of the external mouse, just to get used to, because I haven't used it in so long. I had trouble logging in and everything earlier because I didn't know what buttons to push. So I'm going to do it that way, but you can still use the mouse. So just, because I have this exact same computer here. This one was mine with a silver top on it. I bought that after we bought Marlene this one because I liked hers so much. And so I still do when I want to do work on a laptop. I just open this one up and start using it for doing videos or whatever else. Okay, there, it just brought up that thing. That's the home screen. Now from there, I'm going to go over here and just push that enter and let go. And it's going to change over to the sign-in screen. Take a second or two. There it is. We get a little closer here. And I suggest you change out that picture to your family or you or anything else you want to. And then where it says Stephen King, you can change the name too. That's the name of the computer. You know, you can name a computer and it'll remember it. You can put your name or whatever else you want. I just timed out on that, so let me bring it back up. Here we go. So then I'm going to go 0, 1, 2, 1. And that thing popped away. It's going to open. Now there's the screen as it is. I think that screen changes every day. I think it's got like a thing to where every new day, because up in the right hand corner it'll say you want to find out about this picture, and it'll have all kinds of beautiful pictures from all over the world. But you can do a permanent regular. Every time you turn it on, it's the same thing. You can do whatever. But this is what's on there right now. Now I'm going to pull in a little bit here. So up here at the top, we've got the recycle bin. And then we've got this PC, which if you click on that, I'm going to go down here and I'm just going to hit this button twice. 1, 2, which, here we go. I'm sorry, I hit the thing twice without highlighting. I'm bringing over the cursor now. Here we go, let me bring it on up. All right, you want to point to it. And with it highlighted like that, you hit the thing just once first. No, you don't. You hit it twice. So you just go boom, boom. I feel stupid. Boom, boom. There we go. That opened that up. Here on this screen, you've got downloads, videos, desktop, music, documents, and pictures, which is the same thing you got over here. So you can click on them over there, or you can click on them over here. When you have your external hard drive hooked up, you will see that it'll have a screen. It'll have, it's like yours. I think your hard drive is drive C, if I'm not mistaken. And so it'll have, there it says devices and drives. Here we go. So this is yours, which is C, and then the only thing else you have is just the little place to put a CD or a DVD in. And that's over here on the side. And you can either push that button like that to open it. Push it in, you gotta use a fingernail. Boom, there we go. There we go, and it'll pop open and you can drop in a DVD or a CD or whatever else you want. It won't do Blu-ray, it'll only do DVDs or CDs, but you put that in there, and if you do that, it'll automatically come up and say, okay, we're opening. What do you want to do with what's in this? Like if it's a CD, you can put play or open or whatever you want to do. All right, but if you have your external hard drive plugged into the side over here, it's going to recognize it. It'll have a little thing here for a drive. It'll say external drive or drive D. No, there's D. It'll probably say drive E, and it'll have some sort of an icon over here. Let me do something here just as an experiment while I got you on it. This is a little portable. It's a 500 gig, and it gets all its power from the computer. The one you have plugs into the wall because it wants plenty of power. But I can take this thing and I can plug it in over here, and it should recognize that there's something plugged in just a minute. There we go. See that pop up? It says that's a 500 gigabyte mini station. Yours may not say those words because I named this little external hard drive. And so by naming it on my computer, it knows it when it sees it. Even on yours, it won't know what hard drive it is, but it'll say it's drive E. And you can actually name it if you want to, but however you want to do it, that's what you'll see. Now, right now, if I want to see what's in that external hard drive, I need to run my cursor over here. It's hard to see this in the computer. Run it down till it highlights this. You want to get right there, and I'm going to double click, and that should open up that drive. And that drive right there is actually empty. I don't have anything on it right now, but if I had any files, it would come up and it would populate all across there with the files and the file names. But since there's nothing in it right now, that's fine. But I could take and point to one, double click it, and it will open that file. And it may have pictures or something like that. So whatever. Also down here at the bottom, see how it's got this picture here? I'm going to get a little closer. That's giving you the option either to have your files written out in a long sentence, like if you have 5 files on there and it would have a list of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and it's just a bunch of words or whatever, but you're not sure what it is. Or if you click the icon next to it, it actually turns it into the box type thing where you have, it looks like a little actual file, and then you can have a name on that file. So you might put this file as documents, and then have another one you make, and it says this file is pictures, and this file is videos, and this file is my creative writing or whatever like that. And that way, when it comes up on there, instead of having just a whole bunch of little words on here, it actually comes up. It looks like big square file, like this, like that new folder, that picture right there for new folder. It'll look like that. It'll be a file folder. And then when you double click on that, that's you. Once again, whatever's on there will be in little lines until you go down here and you open it up to do that. Then whatever you've put in there will come up as individual pictures of files, whether it's videos or whatever else. So anyway, so now let me go on here a little bit more. I'm going to go up here. Now that I'm pointing to escape or close, I'm just going to hit this thing twice, and 1, 2, and it closes that out, and we're back to this screen. Now, we've got all these emblems. I went ahead, I didn't put the app, because if you download the app to the computer, it'll do it, but I'm not sure how it acts on a computer, because that's really designed for your phone, so I'm not sure if the layout's the same as the website or not. So instead of confusing you with that, you've still got your apps on your phone you can use, and then, but on this, it'd be better. So these are actually set up. You've got this one that says Google Chrome. If I take my little pointer and go over here, Now that I'm pointing to it, that's access the internet. You just double click, boom, boom. And it's thinking about it, and now, boom, it just opened up the page. There's Google. What's interesting here, you can go ahead and go up and I don't know if you've ever done this or not, but see that's not filling up the whole computer screen. Right here, you can make it small and make it go away and minimize it. Or you can go over here and you can make it full size on the page. I'm gonna double click that. Now it's the whole page is covered. And if you go down here, besides all that, this is some places I've already been looking for ways to do the icons and stuff like that. So that's just a history. You can erase them, you can leave them, you do whatever else you want with that. But down here, it already comes on Google. It comes with a Facebook icon already. So I'm going to go down here and I'm going to just point to it. I'm just going to hit it once. Boom. Or maybe I have to hit it twice. Let me see what happens. It's not go. Okay, let me hit it twice. Why is it doing this? I get so frustrated when I'm trying to show somebody something and it's not. Let me start over here. I ought to just remake this once I've done it a couple times. First of all, let me show you. I load it right down here. You see that there's the Google. And if you click that twice, it goes right to Google and you're online. If you go down right below it, it's another Google thing, but if you read it, it says Facebook login. And if you double click that, it still goes to the internet, but this time instead of going to Google, it goes right to the Facebook login page. And from here, you can put your email address and phone number and your password, and you can log in. And at some point in time, I don't know, if you get out of it, if you don't log out, if you just close it, but don't log out, it's possible that the next time you come on, your information will be there and all you do is hit log in. I don't know. A lot of times you'll see the Facebook thing, click it and it comes up and it's open and ready to go because it remembers you. So you just have to experiment with that, but that's how you would get onto Facebook. Now I'm going to go up here and I'm going to the corner. There we go. I'm on that. I'm just going to click it once and I cleared that out. Now, if I go back over here, there was Facebook. Now the one below it is for YouTube. And you hit that twice, boom, boom. It comes back to the internet. And this time there's YouTube. And at this point, you go up in the corner here and it'll say sign in. You click on that, and then when it opens, it'll give you a chance to put in your credentials and your password. And then boom, you're on your own account. Because you can surf through here without being logged in, but I've never done that. But I know that you don't have to be on your account to just check a video, because people send me links all the time to their own videos. So that's how you can do that. Now, since you're online now, even though you're on Facebook, on YouTube, if you see that you don't have to get offline and go back online again to change to something else. You can just, where am I? I'm looking for my cursor here. Here we go. So much easier to use a mouse. But see, you can leave that open. You double click that, and now you're back to this page. And say you really didn't want Google, you just wanted another screen. Well, this screen you can do anything you want with. So at this point, you just move your cursor down here. You type in where you want to go. Now, I've got a link for Amazon already down here, but let's say you weren't using that. You wanted to go to Amazon, you Amazon, and the reason it's filling it in is because I've already been there once, so it's predictive. At this point, you don't have to type it all out. You could just, at this point, just go down here. This thing here, hit it twice. There we go. Crap. Let me see something. Nope, we don't want to hit the right one. We'll get away from that. me try hitting this left one here with an address up on there. Okay, it's on Amazon. I'm going to just hit. That didn't do any good. Amazon.com. What's going on here? Well, I'm still learning. I'm trying to make it easy for you, and I'm frustrating myself. You could just go right down here and just click on that. So you're going to have to play with it. You're going to have to get used to having a computer and using it, because you're younger than me and you're smarter than me. And like most young kids, in 10 minutes, you'll know everything there is to know about this. I'm ancient, I'm old, and I'm still old school. And I do things my own way. And the stuff I've been doing in the past worked for me, for my needs. Since you're not used to computers like this, it's just probably a little bit of a learning curve. I'm sure your husband can help. See, now you've got, this screen is open in your own, and you still could go in there. Once again, you can sign in, get your account signed in. And then if you want to leave that open and you don't want to close it yet, you can go up here and just, now you're highlighting that screen. Now that you've highlighted it, you just click it once, boom, you're back on YouTube. So now you got two screens open. Now you can go over here, leave both of them open, and hit that one, boom. And now you're back to this other page. And let me try doing this Facebook thing here again. There we go. I hit this left button and it clicked on. If I'd have been using my cursor, my mouse earlier, my regular mouse, I would have just used the regular click and it would have worked. But I'm still getting used to the fact that sometimes you can hit this once and it'll highlight, and sometimes twice and it'll go somewhere. But you probably won't be using that much either, so it doesn't matter. But I see you're back where you can log into Facebook. Now you have YouTube, you have Amazon, you have Facebook. And if you wanted to go over to your personal website and just check it out, I don't know, I guess you go up here, and now that you're there, you just click that one time, and now it's ready for you to put in an address. You see how it's blinking over here, and you can just put in, I forget the name of your business, but just put in your website address and just hit enter, or you could come over here and hit this right here, boom. Either way, it'll take you there. And I'm sure your husband has a different way of logging in as the owner and manager so that he can make changes on it. So what you'll see when you go over to that website, just like with your website only, it'll just know, it doesn't know who you are yet, so it's just going to show you what the public sees. So I know there's a back door, and I'm sure your husband knows exactly how to show you to get it if you want to make changes. If you just want to see what other people see, then you could just put your website address and click on it. But anyway, you can open up as many tabs as you want and leave them open. If it seems like at some point you got a bunch open and you're trying to download or upload a whole bunch of data and it seems to be kind of going slower than normal, it might just be because you're trying to keep so many screens open at once, which at that point, you could just say, okay, I'll just close the screen. I highlight it. And then, boom. So, well, I still want Facebook, but I don't really need Amazon right now. So you just go over here. Amazon. Boom. It's gone. Now you got your YouTube and your Facebook available. If you don't need either one of them, if you don't even need the internet, if you're ready to quit, you just want to go back. You don't want to necessarily turn off the computer, but you don't need anything on the computer. You can go right up to here at the top. When you get to that, you just click it, and you're back to your home page. And this home page will stay here as long as you want to leave it on. And then if you don't want to turn that off, but you don't really want the screen open, just close the screen and walk away. And that's one reason, like right now, all this stuff I've been doing, I'm not plugged in. This battery's holding. But at some point, if you're going to just leave it on the desktop or something, you're going to want to keep that plugged in so it always keeps that battery up. I'm going to check to see how much battery you've still got. I've been doing this for an hour or so. All right, at this point, I opened it, and it just came back up, but it just come up to a locked screen because it doesn't know if you're an authorized user yet. So at this point, and it's still showing, by the way, you've got a mini station plugged in. I'm just going to unplug that. keep from confusing anything. So at this point, I'm going to hit enter. Nice, hit and let go. And there's my log on. And at that point, you'll go 0, 1, 2, 1, and it'll bring that up. And now that you're back where you were, it didn't take forever because it was never, the computer wasn't turned off. It just was like hibernating. Now you can look right down here with all these little symbols with the time and the date and everything. And you see right in the middle there, it looks like a little AA battery sitting sideways, and it's about half open. So you've still got, I've been running it over an hour now. Let me see, maybe an hour and a half, and it's still got half the battery. The little symbol to the right of it is showing how good your Wi-Fi connection is, and right next to that is your volume. And I think I got the volume turned off. The only thing because I'm so deaf, even full blast sometimes on some things. Most things I run at about half volume and it's fine. Sometimes I have look on a YouTube channel and they don't have their volume very good, and I turn it up to 100%, and I still have a little trouble hearing. If you ever had that situation, if you've got some regular headphones that you listen to music with or whatever like that, just throw them on your head and plug them into the jack on the side, which is right here, right next to that little, right here, right there. Just plug them in, and on your headphones, it's always loud. I mean, you can still adjust your volume. If you look up here on the keys, there's louder, softer, and there's mute. So like right now, if I push that and show the screen here, oh, there it is. It shows you're at 100%. Now I'm going to go to the left of it to the minus, and I'm going to start backing it down a little bit here. And you back it down till it's not blowing your ears out anymore and leave it there. And then later on, if you say, oh, I can't hear this, you just run it back up. And that's your volume adjustments there. So I'm going to leave it on full blast for now, just so that it'll be loud. Worst case scenario, you say, oh man, that's too loud. Just turn it down and go from there. But you're just going to have to experiment with this a little bit. But I think after a while, it'll be second nature for you, because I've been using the Windows for so many years. I started off back with XP, which was ancient. And I remember when they first came out with, I think it was Windows. They had made a Windows Vista, which I had. I always upgraded. I think the next one was Windows 7, and then 8, and then 9. Over the years, whatever was new, I always just kept upgrading to. And they always were pretty normal, pretty much the same. Sometimes there was a new edition, had some little new things on it. But this should be up there. Like I said, if you want to go right to your files, you can do it two ways. You can actually, right down here in the bottom, which was already on here, see that little file right there? I'm going to get real close. See, that looks like a file. Let me bring the cursor down here. All right. If you put your cursor right there on the file and tap it one time, this screen pops up, which is the same thing it did over here at my PC, or this PC. So that's just a quick way to get over to see where you are. And once you start adding files and things like that and doing a lot of work, this right here, it says recent files. It'll start showing the things that you've done just as a history. You can go along the line. You can always dump that stuff if you want to. It doesn't matter. All it is if you did something yesterday and you've done 2 or 3 things since then, and you say, oh man, I need to go back to that same file for whatever reason, instead of going through the whole process of finding it, you can just go in there and find the one you did yesterday and say, oh, there it is, and click on it, and it'll open that file up again. It's just like when you were on it before. So sometimes that makes it easier to find something. So anyway, this video has gone way too long. I'm at 24 minutes, so it's going to take forever to download it to my YouTube thing. But I'm going to go ahead and stop now and let you see this. So it'll be later tonight when it's available to you. Love you. Bye-bye.